Georgia, wrap me up in all I want you. In my arms, oh, let me hold you. I'll never let you go again like I did. Oh, I used to say I would never fall in love again until I found her. I said I would never fall unless it's you I fall into. I was lost within the darkness, but then I found her. I found you. Georgia pulled me in, I asked to love her. Once again you fell, I caught you. I'll never let you go again like I did. Oh, I used to say I would never fall in love again until I found her. I said I would never fall unless it's you I fall into. I was lost within the darkness, but then I found her. I found you. I would never fall in love again until I found her. I said I would never fall unless it's you I fall into. I was lost within the darkness, but then I found her. I found you.
So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here to the Shack Revolution today in Hereford, where you've been asked to join both Luke and Tiffany to join them in the celebration of their marriage. And it means a great deal to them all to have you here today to join in their special day. My name is Maria Tovey, and as Deputy Superintendent to the Registrar, it is my absolute pleasure to be here today to conduct this marriage ceremony. My friend and colleague is Alison Hawthorne, and as Registrar, she is here to ensure the legality of the marriage and to complete the marriage ceremony register for the event. To record this event in the marriage register for all time. My apologies. Since meeting, Luke and Tiffany's relationship has gone from strength to strength, and promises made to one another privately are to be reaffirmed before us here today. And they have called you here to make their commitment clear to you and to call on your acknowledgement and on your support. So this place which you are now met has been duly sanctioned according to law for the celebration of marriages, and you are here to witness the joining in matrimony of Luke and Tiffany. So before that can happen, I must ask the time-honoured tradition, children excluded, if anybody knows of any legal reason why they may not be married, then please declare it now. I can discount that. Perfect. Thank you very much. So now I know everyone here knows who you are, but I still do need to formally ask you. Is your full name Luke John Jones?
Yes.
And is your full name Tiffany Paisley Vaughan? Yes. Perfect. Thank you. So before you are joined in matrimony, I have to remind you of the solemn and the binding character of the vows that you are about to make. For marriage in this country means the union of two people voluntarily entered into for life and to the exclusion of all others. So each marriage is unique and it is to be treasured. It is a partnership in which two people proclaim their love and their commitment to one another. It requires trust, devotion, given unconditional love, being open, honest and understanding. So it means making a commitment to share your lives together, your hopes, your aspirations, and to give support and encouragement as your relationship grows and develops. Sharing responsibilities and working through any difficult times which all couples may face. It is a statement to those around you of the love, the friendship and the support that you wish to share for the rest of your lives. So marriage, finding the right partner is as important as being the right partner. So Luke and Tiffany, I'm going to ask you in turn to declare that you do not know of any legal reason why you should not be married to each other. I didn't tell you, but it goes to you first. So, very sorry.
That's all right.
So if you can repeat I am to the following question. So are you Luke John Jones?
I am.
Free...
Sorry, jump the gun. Jump the gun. Sorry.
You think it's married. So are you Luke John Jones, free lawfully to marry Tiffany Paisley Vaughan?
I am.
Perfect. Now you know the time. It's your turn, Tiffany. If you can reply I am to this following question, please. Are you, Tiffany Paisley Vaughan, free lawfully to marry Luke John Jones?
I am.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So if you'd like to repeat after me, please. I, Luke John Jones,
I, Luke John Jones,
take you, Tiffany Paisley Vaughan,
take you, Tiffany Paisley Vaughan,
to be my wedded wife.
to be my wedded wife.
Perfect. Thank you. And if you can repeat after me, please. I, Tiffany Paisley Vaughan,
I, Tiffany Paisley Vaughan,
take you, Luke John Jones,
take you, Luke John Jones,
to be my wedded husband.
to be my wedded husband.
Thank you. If you'd like to be seated, please.
I last a decade on one of those looks. I would give the ocean up to swim in your blues. I don't love anyone the way I love you, the way I love you.
So now it gives me the greatest of pleasure to be able to announce that you're now husband and wife. Would you like to kiss the lovely bride?
Love is rich because of you. You light my fire, yeah, that's the whole truth. I know it's easy to get lost in all of the issues.
Rabble, it's the speeches time. So, mother of the bride, first for the speeches. First of all, I want to say thank you all for being here today to help celebrate the wedding of Luke and Tiff. I want to thank Joe, Mike and Sophie for helping set up this lovely venue. It was a good morning, a fun morning. As you all know, Tiff and Luke have been together for more than 8 years. I would like to share with you the journey that the two of them have been on to get to this wonderful day. From my perspective, Tiff was 17 years of age when she met Luke. Mum, she said, "Can I invite a friend to ours on Sunday?" "Of course," I said. "Who is it?" "His name is Luke." "Oh. Do I know him?" "You might know his mum, it's Joanna Jones. She used to be a shepherd." "Nice family." Tick. Unbelievable. We had a welcome visitor in the house the day that Luke came to meet Tiff. Mickey Mouse. Hang on. When Luke turned up, there was mouse traps everywhere. I thought, great. This was the start of this couple's beautiful journey. After a few weeks and getting to know Luke, I was thinking, oh no, they're too young and he's the perfect boyfriend a mother could wish for. Luke ticked all the boxes. Polite, non-smoker, not a party animal, apprentice at Cadbury's, however, he's not very good on getting the chocolate home. Well dressed and from a very good family. They'd met too soon, I thought. It's not going to last. How wrong I was. One of the first things I noticed that Tiff and Luke laughed a lot. Chris and I would many nights be sat downstairs watching the TV and all we could hear was them two laughing. As the weeks turned into months, it was apparent these two had something very special. I've never seen Tiffany so happy. And so, the love story began. Now, Tiff and Luke are the perfect couple. They're not only very much in love with each other, they're also best friends. Each of them have their strengths, which together make them an awesome team. Tiff is one of the most organised people I know. I think you all agree. Luke is quite happy to let Tiff organise holidays, gigs out, etc.
Weddings.
At the start of another year together, by the end of January, Tiff and Luke had planned, booked and put in the diary most of the year's holidays, gigs, days out, most of what they were going to do for the whole year. Tiff is the list queen. When they got engaged, a few days later, the wedding planning book arrived. Both had obviously discussed what type of wedding they wanted, as venue, food, disco was booked within weeks. And then out come the countdown to the wedding. The natural step for these two were to move in together. Both were savers and were obviously planning when, not if, to take the next step. And so on the 18th of June 2020, my one and only daughter left her family home and started the next chapter in her life, owning a home with her soulmate. Not surprising, within 6 months, they had made a house into a beautiful home, with Tiff using her natural artistic abilities, painting walls, hanging pictures, and making a beautiful home for her and Luke. Next came the dog. Most of you know that Luke has an allergy to dog hairs. No problem. Tiff researched and cockapoos do not shed hair. I think Luke would have liked to have waited a while before getting on him. But as usual, Tiff has a way of bringing him round. And what better way than choosing to visit a litter of pups that had been born on Luke's birthday. We're only going to look, Luke said. A few hours later, back they came and told us they'd chosen a pup. Olive then became the addition to the family. The next item on the list was a room for Luke, and so they had a gym built at the bottom of the garden. Tiff then bought a surprise gift for Luke, a neon sign, Jones's Gym, with a pair of boxing gloves. One of the many surprises both have bought for each other over the years. Tiff's love of art, a beautiful original painting off Luke for Christmas done by a local artist. Every gift that you receive off Tiff and Luke is bought with the thought behind it. They always find time to put effort into gifts for family and friends. Moving forward to 2023, otherwise I'm going to be here all day. Luke and Tiff show up with a card for christening line. It's no one's birthday, Mother's Day or Father's Day. Grandparents to be in December. Baby due 25th of December. It's a small world, same day as Chris's birthday and the due date when I had Tiff. On a sad note, Dad wasn't around to hear the news. Luke and Tiff had gone up to the cemetery and told Dad first. Tiff and Luke spent many hours with Dad during his illness, and his love of boxing and the involvement of Luke in Leominster Boxing Club led to many a conversation on the subject. The whole family was so excited on the fabulous news. However, Mum passed a month before Tiff and Luke became parents. The way that Tiff and Luke have taken to being parents has been amazing. And I'm sure that the perfect way that Evie is growing up is down to the way that Tiff and Luke are parenting. Calm, loving, and they work together as a team. As a parent, all we wish for is our children to be happy and healthy. Luke and Tiffany have built a strong foundation on trust, respect, love, and always support each other in anything that they do. Both have good jobs and alongside have a luxury wedding bouncy castle hire business, and Luke has his own boxing apparel company. Each have their own friends and mutual friends that will be joining us later on today. They are independent and will never ask for anything. Their wedding today is exactly what Tiff and Luke is all about. This is Tiff and Luke. The bride and groom are the most important people here today, wearing exactly what they want, Tiff in a beautiful dress and Luke in a tux. He was there waiting at the altar to marry his soulmate with their daughter in his arms. Their favourite food for the reception, beefy boys, pizza, homemade brownies, and not just the daytime guests, but for all the guests, as everyone who comes today to celebrate their marriage is as important to both of them. I'm proud to be Tiff's mum. I'm proud to now be Luke's mother-in-law. I can't say anything more than that. They are amazing. And I love them both dearly. And you two are going to have a most amazing marriage.
Go on, Wendy. Go on, Wendy.
Give me a minute.
That's great.
So, 2 2 1 2 1 2. No.
Hello, hello.
My turn.
No question.
Cheers, right. Make sure I got everything. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to follow that, to be honest. Right. First off, my wife and I want to thank you all for being here today on the biggest and most important day of our lives. It makes me and Tiff very blessed to be surrounded by our favourite people today. I want to thank my parents, Joanna and Michael Jones, for giving me the best childhood and the best start in life any kid could have asked for supporting me in whatever I wanted to do, instilling a work ethic from a young age in me and Sophie, and always having my back in everything everything I wanted to pursue in my young life. I love you both very, very much. A big thank you to Tiff's parents, Wendy and Chris, who brought me into the family with open arms and have treated me like their own son. I probably need to give you some milk for all the food and cereal I've eaten over the fridge over the last few years. But you never questioned me and you kept feeding me. So I love you both very much for that. Please don't send me an invoice after this, please. Appreciate that. I want to thank my best man, Connor, who's always been there for the last 26 years. I can't remember a time where you weren't there. We've never argued. We've never even disagreed on anything. It's ridiculous. Even if we haven't spoke for a period of time, we literally pick up where we left off. Thank you for the send-off on the stag. Another time where I've really embarrassed myself with alcohol. I'm sure you'll hear a few stories tonight, because I was an absolute state. You probably might mention it in his speech. So thank you for always being there, and another 26 years of friendship, mate. Before I start talking about you-know-who sat at the table with me, I just want to talk about a few people who would have loved to have been here today, but are sadly no longer with us. So even though she was only in my life for a short period of time, I had so many memories. My nan, Glenys Ethel Jones, sadly, was not born to meet my granddad, Edward Jones. A cool fact, they both would have been celebrating their 102nd birthday this year. I've no doubt they would have been so proud to see the man, father and husband that I've become today. My granddad, Jim Shepherd, I've no doubt he would have been very much the same. He would have been very proud to see the man I've turned out to be, which makes me very lucky to have my nan here to celebrate on the biggest day of my life. It goes a massive way for me. Tiff's stepbrother, Stefan Anthony, who probably would have been sat just over there by the bar, and he would have beaten everybody on the ping pong table tonight. I can guarantee it, because he was wicked at ping pong. And he would have been the life and soul of the party who everyone wanted to be around. Really missed Steph. He would have been so proud to watch Tiff walk down the aisle today. I'll try not to grab this one. Right. And finally, Tiff's grandparents, Sydney and Sandra Goff. For me, the grandparents I never had. They treat me like a grandson. They'd be immensely proud to have been here today, to watch Tiffany grow into the strong granddaughter, woman, wife and mother she's become. I have no doubt they would have been filled with joy to see how beautiful you look today. On to the next page. They always said, especially Sid, get out there and enjoy yourself. He used to say that to us every time we went round there, which you've always tried to live by, and something I believe we should all live by, because we're not here for long. So we need to make sure we're having the best time with our favourite people. So I just want everybody to raise a toast to family. Family. I need a swig at that as well. Right, now on to the main event. The first time I'd known a Tiffany Vaughan was at secondary school. I would have been in year 11, she would have been in year 10. I noticed her in the corridors at school and thinking, she's bit of me, she is. I like that. I knew that she was really talented at art when I started having a nose on her Facebook and how academic she was, which I thought could go yin and yang with me because I was bottom set for everything. Which is why she does all the finance. A couple of years had passed and I saw a piece of her art on Snapchat around Christmas of 2015. I thought I'd slide into the DMs as you do and compliment her on her fantastic art. Then it took off from there. We spoke a lot, and when I say a lot, I mean all the time. In February 2016, Tiff had said, do you want to come over to mine? The day we met up for the first time, everything changed to where we are today. The last thing I said to Tiff the day we met was, I hope this isn't a one-time thing, and I really want to see you again, which is apparent that it wasn't, because we're here. Our first date was up Elam Valley a few weeks later for a walk. I got lost halfway, believe it or not, because I'd only just passed my test. But I decided to pick a day where it was snowing and horrible weather. One thing I learned very quick about Tiffany on that drive, and most car journeys since, is how terrible she is at karaoke. She literally can't get a song right. Get the cha-cha slide wrong. I think we walked up the first dam, which was absolutely miserable, walked back down, soaked through and embarrassed. We sat in my little Suzuki Swift for an hour, sharing a flask of tea and a dairy milk bar, laughing and talking like we had done for the months prior. For the years later, we went on some amazing holidays all over the country, all around Europe, exploring cities and eating amazing food. In 2020, we decided to pursue moving in together, which is a big deal for any young couple. The moment we moved in, within 2 weeks, can we have a dog? I want a dog. I've never owned a dog. I've always wanted a dog. So we got our lovely cockapoo, Olive Faye Jones, who's the calmest unless the postman's at the door, and she's horrible. Lovable cockapoo and dog I've ever met. She's played a big part in a lot of our lives, family-wise, recently, with all the stuff we've been through. She's played a big part. She was born on my birthday as well, which made it even more special. Then the next one, when you're getting down on one knee. We had been together 6 years. You don't love me anymore. This continued for many months until I finally broke and I agreed it was time. So I went over to Chris and Wendy's house on my own to ask the question, and from the looks of their faces, they were more excited than me. Whether that was to have a son-in-law like me, or to pass Tiff on to me to worry about for the rest of my life. Which is probably the latter, I'd say. Yeah, I agree. I took Tiff on a picnic on the 13th of August 2022, back to where it began, in Elan Valley. Luckily this time, I found where I was going. The weather was beautiful, and it was a beautiful sunny day, and it was a drought. It was that hot. I got down on one knee, and she said yes. While we got bored of waiting and planning for the wedding to creep closer, we decided to bring even more stress and even more joy into our lives by bringing a child into the world. Evelyn Paisley Jones was born on the 11th of December 2023. The greatest day of my life. The greatest and proudest day of my life. To watch Tiffany go through an emergency C-section and keep such a positive attitude the weeks after was absolutely breathtaking. It made me fall in love with her all over again. Tiffany Paisley Jones, from the moment I laid eyes on you, I knew you were the one. I can't explain why or how, but my gut had told me it was you, and it was always going to be you. I've never met anyone I've had immediate connection with. You are my biggest fan and supporter. You are the most incredible mum to our baby. You do absolutely everything for Evelyn and I. I couldn't ask for any more of you. You are a great listener. You have the patience of a saint. You are unbelievably creative. And without a doubt, the most organised person I've ever met in my life, which gets me down because you never forget anything. When I said in early 2016, I hope this isn't a one-time thing, I meant it. And I'm so happy it wasn't. I love you, and I can't wait for many happy years together as Mr. and Mrs. Jones. I'd like everyone to raise a glass for the beautiful bride. And that's me finished. Me and you were like yin and yang. Look at the size of you, look at the size of me.
I'm going to follow that now, haven't I? Bloody hell. Well done, mate.
Thank you, Con.
I've got some notes.
Oh,
Revision.
You know me, you know me. Good afternoon, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. For those who haven't had the pleasure of meeting yet, I'm Connor, and if you haven't guessed, I'm Luke's best man. Before I get started, I just wanted to say what an honour it is to play even a small part in Luke and Tiff's wedding. It's been a beautiful day, and I hope we all agree the bride is beautiful too. And Luke doesn't scrub up too badly either.
I'm sorry.
Thank you all for coming, and thank you more importantly for sitting through this speech. As I said, it's my pleasure to be Luke's best man. He's only known me his whole life, so I've been a bit offended if he'd have chosen someone else. I'm thankful to say Luke's changed and grown a lot since I've known him. Although I know for a fact there's a photo of him somewhere in a waistcoat and bow tie when he's about 2. So I don't think his fashion sense has changed too much. I'm going to quickly speak about something that's extremely close to Luke's heart. I'd go as far to say it's one of the most important things, and you've probably all guessed it. It's boxing. As I'm sure some of you are aware, for the last decade or so, he's been absolutely obsessed about it. When he first started, I wasn't sure if he was going to stick with it, because he'd previously been obsessed with swimming, cycling, skateboarding, rugby, and a personal favourite of mine, joining the Marines.
That didn't last long, did it?
Well, I was completely wrong. He's been incredibly committed and achieved a great deal in the sport, both as an individual and in helping others. He's also put on some fantastic events in Leicester, so he's clearly got some experience in planning. But judging by how nice today is, I'd say Tiff's planned most of this one. When I was writing this speech, remembering his brief flirtation with joining the military, I jogged my memory of some of the experiences we shared together in cadets. We'd often give up our weekends, so while our mates were off enjoying themselves, we'd be off somewhere volunteering, up late shining shoes, ironing shirts, and getting ready for an early start. In 2011, we had a particularly dreary and disappointing start to a camp in Oxfordshire, where we had a lot of rain, a lot of cold weather, a flooded tent, and most of the planned activities had been cancelled. But we eventually got a chance to go for a flight in a helicopter for a trip over London, over the Thames, past the Shard that was finishing construction, and down to the south coast. Well, the shoe polishing must have got to Luke, because I looked to my right, probably about half an hour through, and he was fast asleep. Missed nearly all of it. I can only hope he's better at staying up these days on the night shifts at Cadbury's.
No.
When he told me he was getting married, I was so happy for him and Tiff. I was half expecting, and slightly concerned, that he'd make a big deal about naming me his best man. He does tend to have an over-dramatic streak in him. As I'm sure a few of you can attest to.
I don't.
I've got a quick story to highlight that. When we were kids once, we were climbing up what seemed to us like a sheer cliff face, but was in reality a dirty, dusty bank in Queenswood. When we got to the top, he slipped and lost his footing, so I grabbed his arm and helped pull him up. He got to the top and proclaimed loudly, "You've saved my life." I think at the very best I saved Joe some laundry. Luckily, when he did ask me to be his best man, it was very low-key. So my biggest stress then was writing this speech, which I hope is going all right, and organising the stag do. But Luke's always been pretty decisive, and typically put a lot of thought into where he wanted to go and who he wanted to come. So I knew he had his heart set on Dublin. A huge thank you to everyone that came along and made it a memorable weekend, although I wasn't sure how much he'd enjoyed it when I dropped him back home afterwards. Sorry about that, Tiff. I hear he's pretty useless for a day or two. Now, unfortunately, I've got to quickly embarrass him. At one point, he'd thrown up in literally every single bar we'd been to in Dublin, and not always in an appropriate place. How he wasn't kicked out, I'll never know, but he made it through, and he's since assured me that he did actually have a good time. I'm glad he's managed to keep far more composure today.
Step back, mate.
Today will also be far more memorable and special for both Luke and Tiff. Maybe even more special by the amount of hard work and effort they've both put into making today absolutely perfect. And they've definitely succeeded in that. I also know they've had a lot of support from friends and family too, so we're going to have a huge round of applause for them, Tiff and Luke, and everyone else involved in making today possible. As I mentioned at the start, Luke's my oldest friend. One of us definitely deserves a medal for putting up with the other for nearly 27 years now, but I'll leave it up to your judgment which one that is. He really is more like family to me. His mum and dad, Joe and Mike, have always looked out for me and have been more than welcoming. I'm sure they and the rest of his family are immensely proud of him, as am I. He's one of the most loyal, kind and best men I know, even he does tend to go on a bit sometimes. When Luke and Tiff first became a couple, I remember thinking, didn't see that coming. But once I saw them together and got to know Tiff a lot more, and especially once they moved into their home together, I thought, yeah, this really just seems right. How happy they make each other is great to see, and I'm so pleased Luke has found someone to spend the rest of his life with. They're fantastic together, and I'm sure they'll continue to be fantastic parents too. So if you could all join me in raising your glasses to toast a happy couple. Luke and Tiff, everyone.
Cheers, mate.
Right.
Are you ready for some food? Two.
Our eyes were set on a distant sun. It was shimmering gold. Then slowly, one by one, we carried our past and cradled the storm. We tried to conceal the scars we wore, 'cause we couldn't show what we couldn't show. I get lost sometimes, with you I am fine. I get lost, so I'll follow the light to your heart. Will you wait for me? There's always a space in my heart. I'm still caught in your gravity. No matter the distance between us, our joy lives in the moments we share. Love's truest meaningless when you're not there. Will you wait for me? There's always a space in my heart for you. And then the silence fell. We bit our tongues with which we tell all of our dreams and the stories we sell. But we didn't know what we didn't know. I get lost sometimes, with you I am fine. I get lost, so I'll follow the light to your heart. Will you wait for me? There's always a space in my heart. I'm still caught in your gravity. No matter the distance between us, our joy lives in the moments we share. Love's truest meaningless when you're not there. Will you wait for me? There's always a space in my heart. There's always a space in my heart. There's always a space in my heart. Will you wait for me? There's always a space in my heart. I'm still caught in your gravity. No matter the distance between us, our joy lives in the moments we share. Love's truest meaningless when you're not there. Will you wait for me? There's always a space in my heart for you.